Shall we begin? Let's begin now.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Just wanted to check in. It's been a couple days, crazy couple days. A lot of things in the news. Schools get ready to wrap up. I want to talk about again. This is social emotional learning. Um, Again, this is everybody's own opinion. This is my opinion. I'm not a therapist, not a counselor. I am a prevention specialist. I'm a certified prevention specialist with a Second Steps program. I work in a middle school with sixth graders through eighth graders, teaching them social emotional learning skills and skill building and coaching and things like that. And we focus on emotions. So, with that being said, the young lady who was killed by the police officer that was wielding a knife. Everybody has to remember that incident started because of emotions. Because of emotions. We could blame the police officer. We can blame the student or the child who we know at this time now is a child. We can blame the parents. It's enough blame to go around for everybody. So emotions took that whole situation. It took it to a level where it didn't have to go. It didn't have to go there. And it didn't have to go there because, from my understanding, the young lady who was swinging the knife, she was the one who called the police. So you go in the house to call the police because you're afraid. You need help. You're asking for help. You say there is a weapon involved. You may or may not have said you're the one with the weapon. Why go back outside of the house? Why not stay in the house and wait for the police? She's a 15-year-old. I work with these kids. One of the hardest things to do is turn down peer pressure. Adults do it all the time. That's another story. I watch kids that don't want to fight. The hardest thing for them to do is to walk away. If they have an exit to go, that exit is the hardest thing for them to do because we don't understand the power we have over our own emotions. Okay? So the police officer, again, this is my opinion. Was on the fence, 50-50. Could he have pulled his taser out and taser? Yes. Could he have pulled his pepper spray out and sprayed her? Yes. Could he have tried to go over and rustle away the knife? Yes. He pulled his gun out. He did give directions, and he chose to shoot. Who's right or who's wrong? The black man, I'm not sure his relation to either one of the young ladies. His emotions. He's clearly seen in the video kicking or trying to attempt to kick the young lady on the ground. He's an adult. He had a hard time controlling his emotions. So if he's the adult and he can't control his emotions, what does the 15-year-old do now that we know she's 15? Again, who's right and who's wrong? It all starts with our emotions. This is why I stress so much to everybody. Tell yourself, continue to tell yourself, it's okay to be emotional. It's okay to be emotional. Be emotional. It's not okay to blame your emotions for your negative actions. Mike Jones, it's not okay to blame your emotions for your negative actions. I said it's not okay to blame your emotions for your negative actions. So as I watched this young lady, clearly she was angry. Clearly she was angry. I just don't know why the adults didn't handle that situation on their own. These are the same people that when their kids get in trouble at school or have an issue with a teacher, they don't understand why. They take the side of the kid every time just because the kids say so. The communication has broken between the school, the parents, the teachers, and the students. When you see more and more students getting into conflict with teachers, where's the communication? Why are our emotions so high? And why are we so amped up and angry with each other and not able to communicate our emotions with each other? Okay? Why? And we so caught up in talking about everything else, but we're not talking about our emotions and how we feel. Yeah, therapy is cool. A lot of people need therapy, but everybody can't afford therapy. So why is there only a handful of schools from elementary to high school teaching social emotional learning skills? How to cope with your inside emotions. You know, the brain doesn't stop developing to around the age 20, 24, 25. And even some people who are not on the spectrum still have developmental delays throughout life, So how do we go about taking all of these emotions that be balled up here, we shoving them away We shove them away, and it just keeps piling up, piling up, piling up, piling up, piling. Boom. That's why you got the kids hit them in the head with a headshot. They taking that Call of Duty. They in zombie mode for real. They taking it in real life. They taking their emotions and putting it into this virtual world, because that's what we living in right now. And they taking that virtual, but then when they finally get out, it's like whew, they into the world. They don't understand that because somebody stepped in your foot, because you back in the club or back in the bar, somebody stepping your foot, you can't GTA them and boom, knock this snot box off. Their emotions. So, parents, I urge you. I see. I told y'all I'm down here in Florida. Our education system is always talked about, and I understand why. I understand why. Look at Hillsborough County. It's a shame what's going on over there in Hillsborough County. A lot of good teachers are gonna lose their jobs because the greedy people above them want to be greedy and get fat off the dollars, the taxpayers' dollars. Watch what happens. It's enough money for everybody to be compensated fairly for their jobs. And everybody knows this. Everybody knows this. So, who suffers in the end? The students. So, they go through a whole school year virtual, transition to online, brick and mortar. Now possibly having to start a school year where? Because schools will close. So now what, parents? Have y'all been on top of this? Have y'all been planning what you're gonna do if your kid gotta go back virtual? Have you been talking to your students about how they feel? You know, you gotta talk to your kids, man. You got to. They have a lot of things inside of them that they're exposed to that y'all think you shelter them from so much, and they're not so sheltered. You know, parents can come to school. I know we're gonna get back to. I'm sure we're gonna get back to where, you know, we can have mentors on campus and things like that pretty soon, next school year. So, I encourage the parents, come shadow, come to school, stand outside the classroom door. You know, pop up in the cafeteria, sit with your child, eat lunch, and you know, see what the day is like, see what you hear, and then ask yourself, is my child is really dealing with this? I heard Doggy Diamonds tell a story about his niece and a young lady in the neighborhood, and that's a perfect example. Go check him out, Doggy Diamonds TV, if you don't follow him already. That's exactly what happens when we leave our emotions unresolved. We have people combating with each other verbally, and then it turns physical when nobody steps in and checks it and say, hey, what's going on? The hardest thing for these kids to do now is walk away. They can't walk away. They can't walk away. I love rap music. I love it. But I understand the destruction and the addiction to the music that these kids really take hold to. So if you really be honest, like if we're really honest with each other, if we're really honest with each other, we know hip hop music is addictive. If it wasn't, nobody would use it to advertise. Country music would not sound like what it sounds like now, even more like rap. I mean, it is what it is. So why is that? So when I see an 11-year-old, no matter what demographic, walking around using the same words, the same lingo as the rap music they play on the radios, when I see girls in middle school reenacting scenes off of the Megan Thee Stallion videos and things like that, I'm wondering, do their parents know they practice these things? Because at school we don't let them practice those things. We see it is on the bullhorn. Hey, you better relax. You better relax. So do the parents? They listen to it with the parents. So what are we doing about our emotions, and how are we exercising our emotions to have positive outcomes? Because it seems like everybody's just blaming their emotions for the negative. And it's not an excuse. You know, I'm telling this to children, and then I see adults standing around encouraging, I have to call it what it is, it's savage killer behavior, because somebody ended up dead. So who's to blame? The cop, the girl, the adult standing around? Who? The knife company? We could point fingers all day. But it starts at the house. Starts at home. Like, I've been doing this for a long time. Every capacity with these kids. Every capacity. But this here with social emotional learning, you go from really finding a way to, I would say not, because I'm not a disciplinarian. I'm a prevention specialist. And the inside joke is, hey man, where you was at? The kids was fighting. I'm like, well, once they start fighting, it's too late. who saw the kids arguing with each other first and then pull them aside and say, hey, let's go talk to Mr. B real quick and see how we can work through this. That's the key. I'm not being funny when I say that. It sounds funny, but prevention specialists. So the prevention starts with understanding our emotions and understanding, hey, it's okay that I'm at school and I feel this way. Before I explode, let me think. Who can I talk to? All right. And I understand school has gotten so hectic. Kids don't know who to trust. It's a small demographic at every school that they tapped in with the people they need to be tapped in with. You know, that's why when I'm on campus, I make it my personal effort to get to know every single kid that I pass. I'm at every bail exchange. I'm in the cafeteria as much as I can. I'll go sit in classrooms and sit in the back just to see if the teacher needs just extra eyes, an extra voice in the classroom to, participate with the lesson, to answer a question, and maybe do a little quick 2-minute group with the classroom just to see how everybody's doing. I pop in on the principals, whatever they need, assist with parent engagement, trying to get the parents understanding that they're a part of this system too. And if your child continues to act up in class, it's something going on, and we've got to all come together to bridge the gap. Everybody talk about bridge the gap. We got to be a freaking link. You know what I'm saying? So I try to be that person, even though my title is just prevention specialist. It's I know that just a pass in the hallway and me saying, "What's up?" Fist bumping. Hey, I'm introducing myself to all the kids. Hey, I'm Mr. B. If you need something, hey, I'm over here. All right, you good? Boom, fist bump. You good? Yeah. All right, man, I see you. Oh, I like that jacket. Okay, I see you. Yeah. Little things like that. Make sure you have a good day. All right, you need something, come see me. I got you. Even if I don't know them, it's to show that the emotions that I'm having right now, just from you passing me, my emotion, hey, I'm happy to see you. That's an emotion. And it's okay that I express that to you. You see what I'm saying? Because some of these kids come from a background of no emotion at all. They don't know what's love, what's hate. We get that, always hard. You gotta be I understand that. But it's okay to be respectful and to show other people like, hey, I'm not afraid to speak to you. You may not look like me. You may not talk like me. But I don't see you as a threat because of that. You see what I'm saying? So it's a process of and it's hard if you're not inside the school, or you're not in an after school program, or if you're not a coach, rec, something like that, or you don't volunteer. 5,000 role models, girls on the run, girlfriends, something like that, PTA, active, things like that. I think parents, as the kids get older, they start to lack off and fall back, because the kids will be like, "Oh yeah, I got it." Especially when they get to high school, these kids are they seem so independent now. I listen to the conversations, and I have to remind myself, like, these are children, and I need to make sure that when I answer their questions, I don't crush their dreams, or when I correct them about something, because I don't want them to stop believing in the creativity of their minds, but their reality of the outcome of their choices are misconstrued. And so and I understand it's extremely hard. It's extremely hard because it's hard for adults. So, you know, that's my goal, is to keep trying to put out quality content, to pass on just tips and lessons. I have a social emotional learning, just a small e-manual, ebook, just a little something with a couple articles in it. I have that linked up soon. Something to give you some reading material, that you can share with your family members, with your child, your co-workers. This is something that needs to be talked about. Prevention, like really, prevention is started with our emotions. Because if we don't know how we're feeling, how do we know what to do? If we're not talking about how we're feeling, how do we know what to do? How do we go about making it better? So, I just encourage everybody to start talking to yourself. Start talking to yourself and ask yourself, what do you need? What do you need? Mentally, emotionally, like, what do you need? A lot of people are drained. COVID got a lot of people drained. The quarantine, the not being in school, the staying at home, raising your kids. Some people some of y'all never had to do that. So it's all new. But a lot of people have flourished during this time, and they're making the best of it, and they're reinventing themselves. They tapped in emotionally. A lot of people had to say, look, man, this is back against the wall. Job is done. Unemployment done. Bills still coming. So you got to be real with yourself. So start talking to yourself. Talk to your students. Talk to your kids. And stick around for more videos. I appreciate y'all, whoever tuning in. Share the link, like the link, subscribe to the channel. And remember, social emotional learning, everybody needs it.
Shall we begin?